Hello everyone. So today we are going to study MScIT Part 1 Semester 1 Data Science. In the previous video we have discussed the analysis. There are three types of analysis: univariate, bivariate and multivariate. So in this particular video we are going to discuss regression. So let's find out what is regression and what are its types. So what is regression? The term regression is used when we try to find out the relationship between the variables. So in machine learning and statistical modeling, that relationship is used to predict the outcome of future events. So what is based on the current inputs, what will be the outcome of the future events? That is regression. So regression problem, for example, we observe several employees of the same company and we try to understand how their salaries depend on the features such as their experience, the level of education, the certifications that they are having, the city in which they work, and so on. So here the data is related to one employee represent one observation. The pre-assumption is that the experience, education, role, city are independent features and salaries depend on this feature. That is why we are going to study the multiple features. We need to find functions that map to some feature or the other significantly well. So the dependent feature are called the dependent variables, outputs or responses. The independent features are called the independent variables, input or predicators. So predictors are used, we are giving different predictions and we are trying to find out what will be the output if we change the value of the predictors or the inputs. Now, regression model, there are two types: simple model and multiple model. Simple means it has univariate features and multiple will have the multiple features. Now, when do we need regression? So we need regression to answer whether and how some phenomena influence the other and how some variables are related. For example, to determine if and to what extent experience and gender impact salaries. So we are trying to find out the variables that are affecting the outcome of a particular event. So regression is also useful when we want to forecast a response using a new set of predictors. It means that if we know that these are the predictors and based on that the value output changes. So if we change the predictors, what will be the possible outcome that we can guess from regression? For example, to predict electricity consumption of a household for next hour, given the output, outside temperature, day of time, number of residents in that house, we can find out that what will be the electricity consumption. So based on that we can vary the parameters and we can change the output. So regression algorithm, the most useful and popular regression algorithm is the linear regression algorithm, which is further divided into two types: simple linear regression algorithm and multiple linear regression algorithm. Now, what are the applications of this? We can first do forecasting or predictive analysis. Based on changing the input, we can optimize the output. We can do error corrections. We can apply economics. That means if we reduce, so how much we can reduce our expenses so that we'll be able to manage with our income. So this kind of economics can be calculated. We can also calculate the finance. So these are the various applications of regression. Now let's understand what is the meaning of linear regression. Linear regression is a statistical modeling technique to model the relationship between an explanatory variable and a dependent variable by fitting the observed data points on a linear equation. For example, we can find out the BMI, that is the body mass index of individuals, whether it depend on the weight of a person or not. So we can find out its relationship. That is called the linear regression. Now, simple linear regression. So, linear regression is used if there is a relationship or significant association between the two variables. So, how do we write it? We are writing y equal to a plus bx, where x is the exploratory variable, y is a dependent variable, b is the slope of line, and a is the intercept. And we can create a scatter plot, and from the scatter plot we can create the line y equal to a plus bx. So the linear regression graph, it somewhat looks like what is given on the screen. We are having different points. So what we do is we try to draw a line which is close to the maximum number of points, and then this particular line, it gives us the result of linear regression. Simple linear regression, basically it consists of 5 steps. First, import the packages and classes we need. Then we provide data to work with, and eventually do the appropriate transformation, create a regression model and fit it with the existing data, create the results of model fitting to know whether the model is satisfactory, apply the model for prediction. So these are the 5 steps for linear regression. Now, one example is given. Import matplotlib dot pyplot as plt, and from scip I import stats. Now x equal to this is the values given in the array. Y is 99, 86, 87. These are the values given on the array y. Now slope, intercept, r and p are the variables that are used in the function. Then standard error is equal to stats.linear regression xy. So def my function equal to return slope into x plus intercept. So we try to find out the linear regression and we try to plot it, and then we show the plot. So this is how we can find out. This basically is an example where x represents the age and y represents the speed of car. 13 cars. So we can say that, does the age of a person depend on the speed with which the person is driving? So if there is no relationship, the linear regression can be used to predict anything. The relationship or the coefficient of correlation is called R. The R value ranges from -1 to 1, where 0 means no relationship and 1 and -1 means 100% related. So we can find out the values whether the relationship exists or not. Now, logistic regression we'll study in the next video. Thank you.